Hi, Frances DeVos, and I'm here with Yvonne Bishop. We're sitting in her wonderful garden, and Yvonne has some great news for everybody. You know, she's been doing a lot of the cooking DVDs and videos on the YouTube, and she has found herself at this point in her life, she couldn't have a lot of salt in her, or really none in her diet. So Yvonne, you have come up with the most fabulous spice. It's called Sassy Spice. And I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about this because it's a nice substitute for the salt. And Yvonne, I know you're a wonderful chef. And she was finding that even her really good recipes just tasted bland and terrible with no salt. So Yvonne, tell us about the spices.
Well, after having so much boring food because the doctors told me I couldn't have sodium, I started putting these spices together, and I've created 48 spices, and they are wonderful on meats, in stews and soups, and in vegetable casseroles, on eggs, on anything you put them on. Now you do have to enhance the spice sometimes when you're making a macaroni and you want more of the nutmeg flavor. You add a little extra nutmeg. For most meats you are going to add an extra sauce of garlic, granulated garlics, because it needs that extra flavor.
So Yvonne, in other words, your Sassy Spices is a great starting point where you've put this together with absolutely no sodium, no flavoring or of any coloring.
Correct.
And so then, if you're doing scrambled eggs and you want to throw a little on, or if you're doing mac and cheese and you want to add a little nutmeg to it, or if you're doing fish, you want to add a little more tarragon and lemon. But this is a starting point that will really, all your great recipes, instead of them just being boring, and you know, nobody wants to eat food without salt. But this is why Yvonne has come up with the Sassy Spices, because now the food becomes wonderful and creative and tastes good.
Correct. It also is very tenderizing towards meats. I did a party recently, and it was for a baby shower luncheon. And we did a big tenderloin, which the night beforehand we very coated it with olive oil very thinly, and then sprinkled the sassy spice all over it, and let it sit overnight. The next morning we cooked it prior to the luncheon, and the ladies there, which was 35 of them, and they were all up in age and all fighting, like me, high blood pressure occasionally problems. They could cut that meat with a fork. It was so tenderized also, and so tasty. And then many of them want the Sassy Spice and asked for it then, how they could acquire for it.
I think it's wonderful because in her videos, everybody has seen her using the Sassy Spices, and now you can go to London, yb@gmail.com, and you can get them for yourself. Now Yvonne, we've talked about the no salt and how this takes the place of that, but you know what's terrific? All of you young people out there, go ahead and start on it right now. You can prevent high blood pressure by using this sauce, this spicy Sassy Spice, to substitute for salt, so you won't ever have that problem.
Correct.
And in turn, you can make all your dishes very tasteful, and actually they're even better than if you had salt, because then you get all these wonderful flavors in there. And now I think it's wonderful that Yvonne has come up with a way to put these out on the retail market, because everybody saw you using it, Yvonne, and they could see how tasteful and good it was. So it's wonderful. Go to London, yb@gmail.com, and get some of the Sassy Spices for your own use in your kitchen.